He went through Volk spectacularly. He went through Holloway. He went through Oliveira. He's just done everything right. Mate, I'm going to come in and try and land a missile on him. Within the first 30 seconds, I'm going to try and take his head off.
Well, Robert Whittaker, thanks for welcoming us into your gym once again. Only 3 weeks out from your big fight against Reinier de Ridder in Abu Dhabi. How has preparation been and how are you enjoying the time away?
Yeah, the preparation's been amazing. Like, I say this every time, but this one is the best camp. I've ticked all the boxes. I've got a lot of bodies in that can simulate the way he works. I've been throwing myself into the gym, so I look forward to a show come the 26th.
Well, Reinier is 7 places below you in the rankings. I remember when you were offered the fight, you were backstage with us at Fox Sports. Yeah, we weren't allowed to talk about it until it was official, but was there ever any apprehension from you or any of the team taking a fight against a bloke who is so far below you?
Not particularly. Like, the division's very fluid at the moment. People are sitting out, people are fighting, whatever it is. I have a pretty clear trajectory to where I want to be, towards that gold. So fighting's the only way that'll push me in that direction. So Reiner's a tough guy. He's riding a lot of hype from that Bow fight. Yeah. Beating him puts me in the direction that I want to go, so let's go.
Well, it is an interesting spot that you find yourself in, right? Because, yes, while you are coming off that loss to Khamzat, it's not as if you were outclassed for 5 rounds in that fight or anything like that. In fact,
in one.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, but if you did get your teeth fixed a little earlier, like you said you would, we might be talking about a different story here. But what's been your mentality coming out of that fight, going into this next one?
Honestly, it is what it is. He was just better than me on the day. I could look to make as many excuses under the sun as I want, but truth is, I've got the L now, so all you can do really is just throw yourself back in the gym, get back on the horse. Because the fight went the way it was, I'm not disheartened in my own skill set particularly much. I'm not disheartened in my striking ability, in my knockout ability. So I go into this fight still with a lot of confidence that I can do what it is that I do. You know, prior to the Chimaev fight that I did to Ikram, that I did to Costa, that, you know, striking's my game. He's got to look to try and take me down, and I'm not going to let him.
Yeah, well, we'll get to fight specifics in just a moment, but it's great to hear what you just mentioned, because I remember last year you were absolutely zoned in. Like, I barely saw you throughout the year because you were like a monk in your training. You were sparring Jaya Pataya, you were training with Charlie Bubb for 2 camps. Was it frustrating, though, that you weren't able to showcase those skills on the night?
Oh, certainly. I think every fighter can attest to this, that losing sucks all around. Yeah. You know, it's very disheartening, especially I guess that's my biggest fear. It's not really the L or the result or the number. It's not being able to give a good account of myself, not being able to do the things that I've practiced and sweat and bled for 12 weeks, letting my coaches down because they're in the gym as much as I am, working with me with these different skill sets. So, yeah, you know, that honestly is the most disheartening thing, and I guess the thing that sucks the most.
Well, speaking of the stuff that you have been working on, and also speaking of high-level grapplers, Reinier de Ridder has 13 submission victories out of his 20 total victories. From the tape that you've studied, what strengths does he possess, and what have been the main priorities in counteracting those? Yeah,
definitely his grappling is top tier. He uses his physical advantages very well. He's very tall, he's very rangy. He likes clinching up, he likes tying up, and he uses like an offensive jiu-jitsu game quite well. I look to just take it into my world. You know, I look to get in there and just, you know, 1-2 him, see how that goes. And
1-2 head kick?
Yeah, we'll see. He's very tall. We've got to wait and see. But honestly, I just want to get my mitts on him, stuff the takedowns, make him uncomfortable, stalk him the entire fight. I got 25 minutes, 5 rounds to do so. And yeah, that's what I've been practicing for.
Do the 2 camps you had for a grappling-heavy opponent put you in good stead coming up against a guy like Reinier?
I would hope so. I feel like every bit of training and preparation that I've put in throughout my career has, you know, come together in my total skill set to who I am today. So, yeah, I'm sure it helps.
Yeah. Because he's not only a tremendous grappler, but also you mentioned that Bow fight that he had. It was very, very impressive. His knockout victory of Bo Niko. What'd you make of it?
He just took Bo to an uncomfortable place, you know, and I don't know what Bo was thinking. I think Bo underestimated him a little bit, maybe riding too much confidence. But, yeah, Reinier just went in, did what he does well, and won because of it.
Yeah, and speaking of former opponents as well, you've got Khamzat and Dricus fighting for the belt in just over a month's time. What are your initial thoughts on that matchup, stylistically?
So, honestly, I'd have to say Dricus would be a favourite. He probably is a favourite, but I think I'm leaning towards Dricus. The question, the whole thing can be summed up. Chimaev will take him down.
Yeah.
Will he finish him before he gets back up? That's the $1 million question. Because if he doesn't finish him on the ground, I think he loses. But yeah, wait and see.
And you're still chasing those two blokes, I imagine, whether it's for a title or not.
Yeah, the list is getting too long now. I got a
Rob's revenge list.
Yeah, I'm working. Reiner's in the sights at the moment. I've got 3 more weeks of hard yakka, and then get in there, get to work, spend time with the family, and do it again.
Yeah. Get some food into you as well.
Mate, I'm so hungry.
I can imagine. What's the first thing you're going to eat when you get the chance?
Spaghetti bolognese, as usual.
Favorite.
Yeah, gotta be.
How motivated do you remain, Rob, to once again recapture that gold?
Oh, mate, 4 fights. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. 4. I want 4 more.
Okay.
That's me. So I see the stepping stones needed to do what I want to do. 4 fights gets me into that title shot, gets me into a position to finish on top, to have that fairy tale ending. So, mate, I'm working towards it.
3 Aussie champions at the same time would be immense.
Mate, I am flogging myself for it. I'm inspired by the other boys, and it's got to get back at it.
This fight coming up against Reinier, though, do you have an idea of how you want to get it done? You mentioned your striking is your biggest strength, but who knows? Could you get a submission against him, do you feel?
Mate, I'm going to come in and try and land a missile on him. Within the first 30 seconds, I'm going to try and take his head off. So hopefully it works.
Guns are blazing, huh?
That's it, mate. Hopefully it works.
I did want to get your opinion, Rob, as well on the news that's been engulfing the UFC recently. Ilia Topuria is the biggest star in the promotion at the moment, and he's overtaken Islam Mackhachev to take that number 1 pound-for-pound spot. Your thoughts on that? Do you think he deserves it?
Definitely.
Really?
Yeah, because the sport's always been about momentum and hype.
Sure.
It's always been about your last fight, okay? And he went through Volk spectacularly. He went through Holloway again. He went through Oliveira, the exact same way, one after the other. He moved up a weight division. Mate, he's just done everything right to be the biggest star in the division. And I do think Mackhachev is amazing and should be toe and toe with Topuria, but honestly, it's just the way things have come up. Makhachev's last fight was a replacement, not quite the same, you know what I mean? And Topuria's a weapon right now.
Well, we can't wait to see it, and we can't wait to see you in action in only a few weeks' time, live here on Foxtel and KO. Rob, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, mate.
My man.